So the first thing that we're going to do when we create a worksheet is what's called the heading of the worksheet. And the heading contains three different things. Number one, we write the company's name. Number two, we write the report title. The report in this case is the worksheet. I know that seems pretty obvious, but it should not be confused with the balance sheet or the income statement, which will also have the same type of heading. The last thing in our heading is the time period and that fiscal time period. So this says for the month ended of August 31st. So that's the first part of our worksheet, that heading bit. The second piece, and the one that we're going to focus on right now in 6.1, is where we record what's called the trial balance. So we're only focused on this first and second column of the trial balance, which is by a debit and a credit. So let's break that down. The trial balance is essentially just proof that our debits equal credits once again. The trial balance information comes from the general ledger and is first a list of every single account title, and that goes in the same exact order as our chart of accounts. The only weird one that's going to be in here is this income summary. The way I like to think of income summary, or the little trick I have for income summary, is if you notice everything above the income summary line is our accounting equation accounts. So it's our assets, our liabilities, and our owner's equity. Everything below this income summary imaginary line is our revenue, which is sales, and our expenses. So the top above the income summary is the left side of the chart of accounts, or the balance sheet, asset, liabilities, owner's equity. Below the income summary imaginary line are our right side of the chart of accounts, or our revenue and expenses, which get recorded on our income statement. It's important to know that you should list every single account on your chart of account, even if there is no balance. So as you can see here, there's no balance right now in insurance expense, and there's no balance in supplies expense, but I still list them. I do not put a zero, I just leave it blank. So that is what the trial balance looks like. When we are creating the trial balance, there are 5 steps to do this. The first is to list all the account titles, like I said, in order. The second is to record the trial balance, and these are copied directly either from the instructions, or you would look at the bottom right-hand balance number from the general ledger. The third thing is to rule a single line before we total the column, which would be the fourth thing. So we're going to total up the debit column, and then we're going to total up the credit column. And then finally, if those debit totals equal those credit totals, then we get to rule that double line.